I guess we're live. Hey everyone, I'm back from the gym, and in the last video I was trying to finish the Terraform deployment, but that wasn't successful, and that's to be expected because who can deploy the infrastructure from the first try, let's be honest. I'm going to resume where I was, and I'm going to try to deploy this in 30 minutes because after that I have to go to sleep. So wish me luck. Let's see. So before I left, I got this error. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Error creating custom domain. Apex domain must use DNS text token. Okay, so I guess this is just an AI issue. The code that was generated is invalid, and I also have this error. Subscriptions are restricted from provisioning in location West Europe. Okay, this might be a problem and I might have to choose another region. I'm just going to drop this into cursor and let's see what it says. So agent, I'm just going to go to plan and let's go with Haiku for this. Okay, so we have 3 errors: container app environment, free-tier capacity exhausted. That's not cool. I have to switch to a different region. I'm not going to do this. I don't know if that's doable for me. Okay, for the custom domain, do you already have DNS access to manage TXT records? Well, yes, I have. I have access and I need guidance. Okay, are you trying to deploy your entire infrastructure for the first time? It's a fresh production deployment. Okay. And before I worked on this, I also had some issues with the Windows app, but let's do them one at a time. So region capacity, we need to change. I need to find a region which has capacity. I'm not going to go from West Europe to East US. Maybe West Germany, something like that. Fix static web app, okay. Add TXT record, okay. Yeah, let's try West Germany. Is there a way to check if that region has capacity without doing a deployment? Okay, so there's no. Yes, there is. Come on. Azure West Germany. List of Azure regions. Germany. Germany West Central. Okay. So you can use Azure CLI to check capacity. Okay. Okay, key changes. Let's see, can I check this? So Azure account list locations, query. Okay, so these are the locations. Okay, let's see if this changes anything. Yeah, this one is empty. Yeah, I know this. So this part is not that interesting. I mostly like the outcome. But it's cool that we can use AI for this, because imagine how much time you would waste trying to do all this stuff by yourself. Going in documentation to see how we can get the available capacity in a region, or looking up all those Terraform errors that I had earlier. Okay. Yes, let's build. Let me also check the Windows app. Cancel the new one. Okay. So maybe I just need to clean it and build it again. Forgot my glasses. I was wondering why I need to. Okay. Yeah, it's still failing. And this property doesn't exist. Okay, let's try pasting this image. And see how things are going with the infrastructure. Now, that's how I usually work. So I try to do 2 or 3 things at once. So I ask one agent to do something, then on a separate on a separated part of the repository I work on something else, and while one agent is doing its job, I'm writing the prompt for another one, I'm reviewing the output and so on. So otherwise it would be pretty boring, you know. You'd have to wait 1 or 2 minutes until you have the output from the agent, and that's just a lot of wasted time. Ironically, I'm building an app which helps you focus on one thing at a time. So here I am working with 2 agents at a time, maybe doing other stuff as well, and also live streaming. And yeah, I'm building one app that encourages you to work on one thing at a time. Okay, let's see. We have some changes, so we need to change the region, and I think I also need to do some changes, yeah, for the domain. So to implement the txt token wiring correctly, I need the exact Terraform attribute names. Okay, so I'm curious if I'm going to do the entire domain setup with Terraform, or there will still be some stuff that I will need to do myself. I think it should be possible to do everything with Terraform, especially that it has the Cloudflare API key and the zone ID, so yeah, I'm hoping that should be enough. Okay. So it's trying to run Terraform plan apply. Yeah, it can't find it because I copied it in a folder. I added it in the path, but I have to restart the cursor app in order to see it, and I'm not going to do that now. No, I'm just going to stop it. I can run the command. I have it here. So let me run Terraform validate. That's fine. And I'm going to do a Terraform plan. Let's see if this works. No, I need the backend initialization. Okay. Let's see what command it used. Or I can just point it to the path. Terraform is located at .exe. Okay. But I'm running it in GitHub action. So there's no state locally. Yeah, you see, the agent was trying to run Terraform plan and apply, but I don't want to do this locally. I mean, that would be an idea, but I think I could speed things up that way if I run Terraform locally instead of waiting to deploy it with GitHub Actions. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I don't know why I haven't thought about this, because I did this in the past. Okay. So it's going to run Terraform plan. The problem is that I don't have the secrets here. Yeah, no, they are not. So we'll have to run it in GitHub Actions. Yeah, I'm just going to push this and run it in GitHub. Let me amend this commit and force push it. And while it's running, I'm going to take a look at the Windows app and see if we have something here. So it says that this succeeds. Are you serious? Okay, let me check. Okay, let me run this. Where was that? .NET. Okay, this one. Okay. Let's see if it builds here. But it's weird if it's building here but not in Visual Studio. I mean, it's not the first time happening, it's just that yeah, okay, so it still fails. That's good. Okay, let me paste this here. And while we get an answer here, let's check the GitHub action. The build should be ready. Okay, so this one already failed. Okay, that was fast. Oh, yeah, I have the Terraform state locked, so I need to go here and break the lease. TF state. Weird. It says that it's available. Okay, so this is from 2 minutes ago. State blob is already locked. Okay, I'm going to try to run this again and see if I get the same error. And I think we have an answer here. Okay, yeah, I think now it should work. I mean, it should be able to run Terraform apply, but let's see if it works. Okay. So I don't see any errors so far. We have some of the resources deployed. So if I look in the resource group, yeah, we have the container apps environment. Oh, wait a moment. This was already deployed to West Europe. Yeah, so it's destroying the resource group. Yeah, and then it will create it again. Okay, that's fine. I could have done that myself to speed things up, but that's okay. Now let's see what we have here. Okay, let's say go with quick fix. Okay, we don't have those warnings anymore. Let's see if I can build it now. Nope. Okay, now I think we have only this error. Okay, let's push this. So I think it just needs to add a margin or a padding. Spacing is not valid for grids in XAML. Well, that's what you get when you're using a language that is not so popular. I mean, I'm not saying that XAML is not popular at all, but compared with HTML, it's a clear difference. Yes. Okay, meanwhile, let's take a look at the build. So it's still destroying the resource group. Okay, this needs to be deleted. And what is it trying to delete now? Okay. Let me see if I can force this. Yeah, I think this wasn't provisioned. This didn't reach the Terraform state, so it's not trying to delete this. It's trying to delete the resource group directly. Maybe that's why it's taking so long. But hopefully now it should finish and it should create the resource group again. Okay, let's try running the Windows app. Oh, but we still have this here. Okay, let's run it. Sometimes in Visual Studio 2026, when you update a file from outside the IDE, it doesn't immediately reflect the change in Visual Studio. So that's why spacing was still there. Okay, so this is the UI that we have. Let me end the task. Yeah, this doesn't look good, and the end task button is not working right now. Yeah, I don't really like this UI. Yeah, the app is full screen, so that's one of the issues. The content is just too wide. Now it's a bit better, but still, yeah, still I don't like this. It's too much empty space. I'm not going to worry about this right now. Let me see how the build is going. Okay, so it started creating. Okay, yeah, so now we have the resource group in Germany West Central. We have the log analytics workspace, the container registry, and it will continue creating the other resources. You know, let's try fix the Windows app. So I'm going to say that there's too much space. So I'm pasting the screenshot. There's too much empty space in the active task. Let's fix this. What is just actually, it's not a good idea to start a plan after I had the conversation, but for now I don't really care. Let's leave it like this. Okay, between the task title context and the current focus. No, between the metric grid and the fragmentation. I don't even see the fragmentation part. Below the reason down to the... No. I'm going to say horizontal space between the focus, distracted, time, etc. All the columns. What do you want to optimize for? Match the extension landing preview density, preserve. I don't know. Make the content centered and smaller. no, with empty space outside, something like that. So maybe this part should be smaller and it should be a lot of empty space in this area. Okay, let's see how this goes. So we have an error. Error creating static site. The provided location is not available. Oh, come on. So I can't have container apps in West Europe, and I can't have static apps in Germany West Central. Yeah, wasting time with this. Okay, let's run easy CLI commands to check for each resource what region is available for all. It has to be something in Europe. Okay. What else? Let me see with the Windows app where we're at. For the active, yeah, only UI. I don't need any documentation updates for this. Okay. While it's running this, I'm curious how much PostgreSQL costs. Because I'm hoping it's cheaper than SQL Server. Okay. So we have this with one vCore. V2, it's 49. This is already too much. Let's see something in Europe. North Europe. Okay. So, fastest fix, you're actually applying. Okay, location West Europe, set location. Okay. Yeah, but this didn't work. Let me check if I can find the error. Okay, and while it's doing this, I'm going to delete the so it's deleting by itself. What's happening? Because I had some resources created here. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, I'm going to delete the entire resource group, and I'm going to delete the Terraform state. Yeah, I see this should be here. and I'm going here. Okay, containers, tf state, and I'm going to delete this one. Cool. So we can start from scratch. Yeah, I was hoping I was going to be done by now. Well, it looks like that's not the case. I think I was pretty optimistic with the Terraform deployment. Yeah, I think I might try doing it from my local machine, just to deploy the resources and without having the secrets. No, that's already fixed. I have an idea. Let's move back to West Europe, but keep PostgreSQL to West Germany Central. Can we do that? Or whatever the error was regarding capacity in the previous error message. Okay, let's build this. So we can keep Postgre, okay, because right now Terraform is the same var location. Managed environment capacity heavy usage error, specifically for the container apps managed environment in West Europe. Well, yeah. Managed environment could be created in West Germany Central, right? Oh no, that, it's already suggesting this. Go with proceed. Proceed, okay. So we'll have most of the resources deployed in West Europe and one deployed in West Germany Central. That's fine for now. Okay, and I'm going to try to deploy the Terraform locally. So I had it here. Okay, I need an API token. Let me change this window. Okay, so I'm running Terraform plan. Let me try to run Terraform apply. Okay, so I'm running Terraform apply now from the terminal, and we'll see if there are any issues. So Terraform performed, yes. And while this is running, let's see how the changes are going with the Windows app. Okay, work on focus.me app, and let's start task. Okay, now this is uglier. In a way, it's cool that it's more focused here, but still I don't really like it. Okay, and this doesn't look okay. Let me try switching to something that it's focused. Yeah. Not sure if this is accurate. So aligned is increasing, distracted is decreasing, and if I go with something else that is distracting, will I have another? No, for some reason it shows just 3, so the fragmentation is not working. But I won't bother with that right now. Let's look at the Terraform deployment. Okay, so we have an error which says static site. Okay. No. You see what I did? I pasted this in the Windows in the Windows app tab. That's not a good idea. I'm sure it could find an error, but I don't want to deviate from the original context. Chances are it will hallucinate a lot more. Okay, so static app is trying to deploy to German West Central. There's the Terraform just JSON the code, okay, and Postgres service is offer restricted in Germany for a subscription. What does this mean? So subscriptions are restricted from provisioning. Yeah, I don't like these kinds of issues, because Terraform seems to be okay. These are just restrictions from Azure which are delaying the deployment, because I have to find the right resource, the right region. Okay, let's see. What I need from you? Paste exact Terraform apply command. I just run Terraform apply in my console, in my terminal, locally, not in GitHub. For PostgreSQL, which region should we try first? Go with North Europe. Yes. Okay. Give me the right command. Terraform is in another folder, and I'm going to say .txt is in C tools, and the Terraform folder is in. Let me get the path. Where is the copy path? Okay. Okay. Okay, let me paste the password, the token. Okay, so the deployment should start now. Let's see what we have in Azure. Okay, so it hasn't created anything yet. Yes. Okay, what are you destroying? Oh. It's weird because I don't see these resources. Maybe I need to shift F5. Yeah, okay. What? 100? Where did I pay 30 euros? Or maybe this is $200 in credits, and cost incurred this month 6 euros. Okay. On what? Yeah, it's $200. Okay. Okay, what are you destroying? This one. Let me try to help you. Maybe this will go faster. Okay, this is taking some time. That's one of the things I hate with infrastructure deployment, the wasted time. Come on, delete already. Okay, while it's doing this, I'm going to ask something about the database. Is it cheaper to run PostgreSQL inside the Docker container instead of Azure SQL database? Okay. Because for task analytics, I'm already paying, I don't know, $20 or something like that, or $30 per month for the database. And I would like to find something cheaper. That's a SQL Server, so that's why I didn't went with SQL Server here, because I'm trying to keep costs at a minimum. So usually it's cheaper to run Postgres Docker for local development, but it's not to make sure for production. Okay. So the DB runs as a managed service. Okay. Yeah. The DB will be always on. and I want a cheaper option than SQL Server, so I thought PostgreSQL is the answer. Let's see, what other options do I have? So I'm trying to find something that is between free and nothing. That would be ideal. So DB compute. Okay. Azure database for MySQL flexible server. Okay. Use SQLite. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. I'll go with this one. It should still be cheaper than SQL Server. Let's see. What are we having here? So now we are creating the resource group in West Europe, and container apps should be in Germany, West Central. Now it's creating the app environment, PostgreSQL. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's still deploying. What else do we have here? So ideally this should be separated for each resource, so I should have a Terraform file for the database, for the managed app environment, for the static web app, and so on. So I have to do some refactoring, but first I want to have the infrastructure up and running, and then I'll do the refactoring. Okay. Yeah, so we have the container apps environment, and these are still in West Europe. Okay. Failed to perform. So it's still creating. Okay. Okay, this was created. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Azure database. We let's see. Let's make sure that we have the right tier. So this one is $17 per month. Let me check what I have for task analytics. So if I go to the production resource group, yeah, this is the SQL Server, the database, and this one, it's $36. Yeah, so it's cheaper, it's twice as cheap. Not sure about the tier, how it compares with what I have here with the DTUs. I mean, here I have, for example, 32 gigabytes, and here I have 250, but I'm not using them, so, and these are different apps. Let's see, I see that I can also choose the performance tier. Okay. Yeah, well, I see how it handles a few users, and then I'll decide if I want to go up a level to the next tier or not. Yeah, and these are more expensive options. Do they have a serverless tier? I don't see anything. Okay. And I should also have a database. For now, let's leave it like that. Let me refresh this again. What's happening? Do I have some filters or? Come on, where are the resources? I think Azure is having some issues. So if I go back here, okay, let me open the resource group again. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. The resource is there, it's created, but here I'm seeing only a few resources and there's no filter enabled. Okay, switch to simplified view. Yeah, now I can see them. Okay, what else do I need? It's creating the app environment. Okay, and then I need the deployment to the static web app. I need the website deployed and the API deployed to a managed container, and the landing page, the website, should be deployed to the static web app. Yeah, it's taking some time to create the managed app, the container. Yeah. And then I'll have to import this state right now, not this one, here. So right now I'm doing this Terraform deployment locally, but when I'll run the GitHub action, it will try to use the Terraform state from the storage account, which doesn't have the state that I have locally. What can I do? Can I import the state into the storage, into the blob from my local machine? because we have this Terraform state here, and we'll need to take this to the storage account. So recommended approach: migrate local Terraform to the Azure Blob backend. Okay, then verify it worked. Okay, we'll try this after. Okay, and we have an error. So creation complete. When applying changes, provide the process and expect a new value. Root object was present but now absent. This is a bug in the provider, so I'm going to paste this into cursor. And I think this might be a problem with the version of the provider. Let me check. So it's HashiCorp Azure area. Check the docs. You might be using an outdated version of the provider. Actually, let's add those logs, those documentation. HashiCorp Terraform docs Azure RM. Okay, so I'm going to take this documentation and import it into cursor. So let's see, indexing and docs. Going to add this. I'm going to call it Azure RM Terraform. Okay. And then we're going to run Terraform apply again. So you're hitting the classic provider, produced inconsistent result. Terraform is warning it may be an Azure provider. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's a bug with the provider. And if it is, maybe I'm using the wrong version. But we'll see what we get here. Okay, and what resources do we have here? Okay, so these 5. Okay, I found exact resources and you're required. Okay. Let's go with the classical approach and try to Google this. So it might be something with location. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we find. Stack Overflow. Hello. Still alive? So it was clearly mentioned, try to remove the provider from the configuration. Okay, so maybe we have something in the state file which is corrupted. Come on, it can't run a basic partial command. Okay, so it managed to do that. Okay, so it found some GitHub issues with this. Okay, best practice: import the successfully created resources into Terraform, save and replan. So this is my Terraform apply command. What do I do? Maybe there's a problem with the local TF state, because that seems to be the issue. Okay, I'm taking a short break and I'll be back when I have this this output done. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we have. Perfect, it's just finishing. So what to do next? Resource group. Your local, okay, Terraform is, okay, and the reply failed. Because of that failure, Terraform did not persist the state update. Those Azure resources do exist. Import them, okay. Option B, no. Import, give me the command. I love that the AI is doing these PowerShell commands. Otherwise, for me, it would have taken ages to do the same stuff. And it's not something that I want to learn, so I'm okay with it. So run this Terraform import commands. Okay. Let's run them. Okay. So I'm going to add the secrets so I don't have to type them every time. Okay. I think that's enough. Yeah, I'm running this on another screen so I can input the secrets. Okay, looks like it's working. But I have some errors. So here yeah, I see that it's importing the resources. So far so good. Okay, it's already managing a remote object. That's fine. Okay. Maybe this is the last one. Anyway, some of them it imported, so it means they weren't in the state like this one, which was also in the error logs. So I'm hoping that it will work after this finishes. Okay, this is the last one. And then I can run the Terraform. Okay, this is plan. Okay, so let's run this. Okay. Let's run Terraform apply. Okay. Let's see what it does now. So I'm going to hit yes. It has to create the Cloudflare DNS record. Oh. Have to scroll up to take that command for importing in the storage account state. Okay, have another error. So the user API failed to provision revision for container. Okay, this is not published. So this has to be published. Yeah, I think we'll have to to run the GitHub action to deploy a Docker image to that container registry. But I remember I had this issue in the past, trying to remember how I solved it. So you need the image when you create this part. Yeah, I think maybe this part should be skipped if you don't have the image uploaded. Okay, what actually made it in after the field apply? Yeah, we need to use a managed identity for authentication. I know that the container registry allows you to use some kind of username and password, but I'm not going to go with that. Okay. Managed identity. And I need to run this. And this. Well, usually it shouldn't work like this. I don't know if the problem here is that I run the Terraform command locally and there's some problem with the state because I tried running it before, or it was some transient error which caused these issues. But yeah, usually I don't have these issues in GitHub Actions or in Azure DevOps. Yeah, this one keeps wasting time here. Yeah, we need this API URL. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, first import static web app or plugin. So plugin progress. I think I did this already. Yeah, okay, then I'll update infra. Okay, create user assign managed identity, create identity the ACR poll role. Okay. Yes, go ahead. Update the docs after. Okay. Okay, I'm hoping this will work after this. But then I have to import the state into the storage account and then run the get from GitHub Actions, because there I have all the secrets set. So the deployment should work with the static web app and the API. Actually, I need to check the pipeline if it's also updating the API. Yeah, deploy backend. So it's doing a Docker build and then Docker push. That's fine. Okay, so it's making the Terraform changes now. Actually, this I already did earlier, but yeah, it's fine. So boring to wait like this. But the good part is that you have to do this once, and after that the deployments are very easy to do. I just have to push to the main branch and it goes to the production environment. I can even create a staging environment. Usually that's what I do. I have like a staging environment which gets deployed to each time I push to main, and for the production environment I have a manual deployment. So yeah, today I think I wasted around 3 hours with this, but at least after this it should be pretty easy to do the deployment part. Okay, so it says the static app is already managed. Okay, the container app import failed. Okay, it's doing a Terraform plan. Okay, let's see what it's doing right now. It's taking so long. I mean, usually I would do something else in parallel, but I'm thinking that because I'm live streaming, if I'm going from one functionality to the other, it might be confusing, so I'm going to try to stay focused on the Terraform deployment, and once this is ready, I'll continue with the more interesting parts and working on the app. Okay, let's see what we have here. So okay, so I think it's done because it's updating documentation. Now I'm curious if I can just apply or I need to do something else. So manage identity wiring is now in code and docs. Next, we need to deal with Azure state. Okay. So I need to delete the container app. This one. Well, I don't have a problem deleting it. Okay. Yes, delete. See, this is one of the problems with AI. It's faster than a developer, that's for sure, but waiting for it to generate the code or generate solutions, it's pretty boring. So as soon as it has something, you're tempted to just say, yeah, go ahead, without reviewing it carefully. Now, I don't care about this because it's not a live app. I don't have any paying customers yet, but of course I'll focus on quality as well. But people are doing this in production apps, so that's where the problems appear. We're not patient enough to review the code, even if the AI has managed to provide a fix in 2 minutes for something that would have taken us 2 hours. We don't want to spend another, 5 to 10 minutes to review what it gave us, and we just push that code. And yeah, we'll think that the QA team will find issues, or maybe it goes straight to prod, it depends. And in the end, the customers find the issues, and the people blame the AI, when it's in fact the developer that didn't review the code. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, let's do this and hope it works. Login succeeded. I need to go to the right folder. Okay, maybe here. Okay, it's building the Docker container. and let's push it. Cool, this worked. Then I need to run the apply command again. Let's do this. Let me ask a question while this is running. So you're saying that I first need to push the image to ACR and then continue with Terraform apply? Let me hit yes here. How is this going to work for first time deployment? The ACR won't exist until I finish Terraform apply, but Terraform apply won't succeed if I haven't pushed the image to ACR. Am I correct here? I know that this can be fixed because I had this issue in the past. I just have to find that code. I think I had a condition like if the ACR is not created, I didn't did that part or something like that. Okay, so I'm correct about the chicken and the egg, yeah. Provisions or revision, provisioning fails if it can't pull. But on first deploy the ACR doesn't exist yet. Okay, so what you do is stage the deployment so that ACR exists, and you push the image and let Terraform create. How first time deploy should work. Two-phase, create ACR first, Terraform apply, push the image. Yeah. Option 2, make container app as a placeholder public image. I think this is what I did. Yeah, this sounds familiar. Okay. So it's doing DNS propagation now. Okay. Let's use public image the first time we deploy. Okay, so it's creating custom domain. Let's check these resources. So we have the managed identity. Let's look at the website. Custom domains. We still don't have anything here. Let's look at the container app. This should also have custom domains. Yeah. So I think this is in progress and it will create the binding. Yes, using a public placeholder images right way, can run Terraform to create container successfully. Okay, so what's the plugin public image? I'll have to look into this. Let me ask if is there another way. Okay, let me look at that code. find the ACR part. So Terraform has no built-in first-time detector. Okay. You can create a container app first with a placeholder public image, then use the second step to update the container image. Yeah. Let's do an easy container app update. This should be fine. And this one is taking some time, so this is the focus boot API. Okay, so ensure the container app is created. Well, we need to add this in the pipeline, right? So we do Terraform apply, then we run the AZ container app update command. Okay, so we have this certificate which is impending. Oh, succeeded. Perfect. And it failed. Okay, let me see what I have here. So if Terraform is already provisioning, then you do not need an okay. Currently CI already does. Okay. Okay, creation complete. And I think this might be an issue with Terraform. And here I have to say, if we can push the image after Terraform apply, then it makes no sense to use a public image anymore, right? And let's look at this one. So Cloudflare rejected creating a DNS CNAME because the host already exists and is. I think we're having again issues with the JSON decode function. Okay, so Cloudflare DNS record already exists. Cloudflare refuses to create a CNAME for hosted because okay already exists. This is not good correction. It's a state okay. Fix the code plus adopt existing okay. Either import the existing CNAME or manually delete the conflicting record. I need to check if I actually have that conflicting record in Cloudflare. let me bring this up here. Focus me, DNS, records, and let's see. So I have these records. This is what I have in Cloudflare. And yes, fix the bug. Okay, and let's see what we have here. So if a pipeline can ensure the image tag exists in ACR before Terraform. No, that's not right. Okay. We'll look on that later. So Cloudflare part looks like you already have the Apex root. Continue to fail. Okay, on Terraform, I can fix it by changing certificate ID. Yeah, fix it. Fix it and give me the command to import that into Terraform state. Something like import. Yeah, I think I have to remove all the JSON decode functions because until now I had a lot of issues from them. Let me see if I have more. Nope, that's it. So your import command is this one, and I need the record ID. So run this to this matching. Okay. Let me run this here. Yeah, well, I don't have any results. Okay. Okay. Try Apex name. Okay, let's run this. Nothing. Let's try this. Nothing. Import commands. Yeah. So this is for the Azure Static app. Okay, that's fine. This is for the API. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so this is the import command. And then I need to run Terraform apply again. Not this one, this one. Okay, so let's run Terraform apply. Yes. After this is done, I think I'll drop everything and I'll run again Terraform, but in the GitHub action, not here, and that should work. Okay, let's see if it's adding the domain here. Yeah. Okay, apply complete. So we have the API, but oh, and it's deployed. Nice, because we deployed the image, and we have the, let's see, focus.me. Focus me. Site not found. But is it available here? Nope. Oh, I need to deploy something here. Let me check the GitHub pipeline. So if I go here and I go to the front-end deployment, yeah. Okay. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to import the state into Terraform, into in the storage account. Okay. And yeah. Now give apply worked from my local machine. Now I want to import the state in my storage account because I want to run the Terraform run ci.yaml in GitHub Actions. This is the storage account. What command do I need to run? Okay. Okay, to copy your local, okay, into Azure, backend migration. Okay, let's run this. Okay, let me. That will upload the local state file into container tf state. Are you sure? It's because there's no reference here to the storage account. Now what? Okay. If it prints resources, the backend state is being used. And let's run a plan. State is now clearly using the Azure backend. Oh, okay. So it wasn't using something local. I guess that's good. Then let's run deployment. First, I'll have to push some files because there were some changes made. Okay, and we should have a new deployment starting now. So I verified that the remote state migration actually produced the outputs. Okay, so this is still validating. Okay, reference to undeclared input variable. Okay. I think I was failing this in the command line locally, but it's not in the ci.yaml file. Oh, I know why, because it was added here. Yeah, I know the issue. I haven't pushed the variables Terraform file, so I'm going to go and I think it's starting a new build, and I need to cancel this because it's not going to give me the answer. Okay, so the build is done. Okay, 15 to add, 4 to change, 50 to destroy. What's happening here? This is not okay. Yeah. Let me replace this. Is this okay? Why is it destroying resources? And ci.yaml. Come on. Yeah, it's trying to delete resources. So I think I'm going to do what I said earlier. I'm going to delete everything, and yeah, it's not okay to let ci apply it as is. It's scheduled to destroy and create almost the entire stack. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so why doesn't it pass this? Okay, update to pass the vars. Actually, no. Option 2. Okay, propose change. Well, just do it. Proceed. I don't know, why is it so hard? So you asked me if I want option 1 and option 2, and then I have to say proceed for option 2. Okay. Good. So I'm pushing the changes, but I think it might have deleted some resources. So we'll see. I triggered the new build because I pushed the changes. I'm gonna stop this. it deleted this one, so probably it will have to edit again. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Okay, so what it's doing now, 5 to add, 4 to change, 0 to destroy. Okay, that's better. So container app, firewall rule, okay, app website. Let's see if it added the domain again. Yeah. Okay, so what else do we have? The firewall rule, the custom domain, okay. And I think that's it. Okay, and something failed. What is this? Certificate binding disabled. Certificate is not allowed when binding is disabled. Okay, this is a new one. Let's see what this happens. Yeah, I'm starting a new conversation. Okay, and even exit which payload fields are being sent when bindings are disabled. Okay. I mean, this might be in a corrupt state, so maybe there's no problem with Terraform, but we'll see. So maybe the problem is that we already have the certificate, and yeah, it's a corrupt state or something like that. Maybe I need to delete it and try again, but first I'll wait to see what's the output from the agent. So, is it a bug versus corrupt data? Not likely a data corruption issue. It's almost certainly a configuration state transition issue. Okay. Run an Azure CLI query to confirm whether the container app currently has certificate ID set for the host name. So I need to run this command. Okay, let's do it. I need container app ID. So this is for the API then. Yeah, it's for the API. Okay, so what's the ID? Yeah. So explicitly clear certificate in step 1 update. Okay, for so the payload explicitly clears remove certificate ID while keeping. Okay. Go with option 2. Okay, so this is still in validating state. And if I open the site, yeah, because nothing is deployed here. Do it. Okay, so I'm going to push this change and check if it works. Okay, so remove the easy API, custom domain disabled. Okay. While the build is running, let me also try to search this error. I know there was an issue with custom domains in container apps, where in Bicep I had to do 2 deployments, one that was doing certain things, and then I had to do another one manually or something like that, but I don't remember exactly what was happening, but I know that it was a limitation of Bicep. But maybe with Terraform that's not a problem. We'll see now. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay, refreshing state. So 1 to add, 0 to change, 1 to destroy. What do you want to destroy? Custom domain disabled. Okay, yeah, go ahead. And it creates custom domain binding. Hopefully after this is done, it will start the deployment. And I'll have the website live, and then I can go to sleep. Yeah, apply complete, finally. How long it took us? 2 hours? Let me check. 2 hours and 19 minutes in this session, and 1 hour and a half in the other one. Yeah, so half a day spent on Terraform deployment. And without AI, how long this would take? Okay, we need to fix this. I think this has to be updated because it can use managed identity. Okay, Azure ACO. Okay, next time pass around steps. So maybe it's a problem with the GitHub variable. Confirm ACR name is set for the workflow context. So vars ACR name. Let's see what this is. Okay, no, I don't have this set. Well, if I look in the resource group, yeah, I'm getting sleepy. So this is the ACR. Okay, so this is correct. Look at viable options, set ACR name in GitHub action variables. Okay, let's do this. So I have to go settings, environments, production, add environment variable, ACR name, and use this. Okay, and then I have to go here and rerun just failed jobs, and hopefully it will be fine. Let's see. Does it say something else? Best practice solution, remove the dependency. Yeah, that would be much better, but what is this? ACR login server. I mean, where is this set? Because I don't have. I mean, why can't we take this from Terraform? Failed to build. Okay. Now I get this. So your workflow is the tag when okay, that's the problem. So I need to set ACR login server. Can't we retrieve ACR login server, the ACR login server from Terraform, like an output variable? I mean, ideally I want to set very few variables for each environment, so this would be easier. Yes, you already can, because Terraform is already defining an output. Okay, add a new Terraform output, update, proceed. So make sure that I don't need to set the variables or ACR name. Okay, we'll try with this approach. Yeah, if you see something here, I need to stick to the rule about not making code changes without approval. And then I have another rule which says that it should confirm whether unit tests and documentation updates are needed. Yeah, so that's why it's wasting so much time with this, but it looks like it's proceeded and made the changes. Okay, let's push this. So we have the outputs, and I think that's it. Oh, also the ci.yaml. Yeah. I need to update the rules a bit because, as you can see here, it built the project, it ran the unit tests, and I instructed it to do this when it does significant code changes, but in this case the changes are not related to the code, so it's only infrastructure code. There's no reason why the Web API project would not build anymore, or why the unit test would fail. It's not like I'm testing the infrastructure. So the main problem is that I'm burning money with this. It's consuming tokens. So I need to adjust that rule. Okay, let's see how it's running. It's doing the infrastructure deployment. Oh, let's see if I have the API up and running. Okay, come on, what's failing now? Want to change. Why? So this is DNS record website txt. Terraform plan failed. First allocate exact. Okay, next I search Terraform files. Okay, so something changed and we don't have the right state. Yeah, let me check if this is still validating. Okay, it's validated. Okay, so the API is running. And we need to deploy the front end. Hopefully we'll reach that part after we manage to deploy the Terraform again and the backend. So go with the quickest viable solution. Implement it now. Okay, we'll see if this works. No, because I pushed it. It's not marked as modified. Okay, let's check the deployment. Okay, so we're doing the infrastructure now. Okay, apply complete. Now let's see if the backend is going to work. I'm worried a bit by the fact that we have output variables from Terraform, but maybe they are not sent to this stage, so I guess we'll see now. Okay, so Azure login worked. Now it's this Docker build. Okay, this is working, and it has the URL of the container registry. That's fine. Yeah, this part is not needed anymore, I think. So it tries to, okay, it's updating the container image. Really hope this is going to pass. Okay, so now it's deploying the latest version of the API, which in fact wasn't changed. But here I have to decide, like, do I want to break the Terraform code into multiple repositories, or actually it should be the same repository, but the deployment of the API should be done in the GitHub pipeline, not with Terraform. So that way, only when I have changes to the backend, I will push a new image to the Docker container, to the Azure registry or whatever it's called, and then that will get pushed to the container app. I think that would be the best approach. And the front end failed. Of course it failed. Okay. Yeah. The front end deployment failed. Why? Why? So, okay, let me also look into it. Identifier core has already been declared. Get ID token. Let's see what this is. Okay. Oh, so we have core here. which is once. Okay. So deploy is failing. Okay, that step uses actions, GitHub script. Okay, but actions already injects a core variable. Okay. Okay, rename it then. So I can just return this. Yeah, what sucks is that now I have to run the pipeline, so it's 30 seconds here, 1 minute here, 2 minutes here. Yeah. Let's first deploy to front end. Switch the jobs. Okay. Oh, let's go with B. No, let's go with A. So I just want to change it now, so I won't waste more time waiting for the backend to be ready. Come on, go. Okay, this is getting annoying. I need to fix that row. Okay, so it said that it switched this, but Terraform deploy backend, deploy frontend. So is this enough? Okay, let me check. So deploy. Okay, just changed the order. Okay, let me. Okay, so this is not a problem anymore. That's fine. Let's push it. Okay, and while that is running, yeah, I think this is fine. What happened? Oh no, this is not mine. This is not the new one. Yeah, I forgot to push. Okay, so fingers crossed, this is the build that allows me to go to bed. Because in 6 hours I have to be up. I know that I had a Swagger. Okay, so want to change, what are you changing? Oh, okay, it's going to latest. Isn't that same thing? So if I go to the come on, refresh. Yeah, in the repositories, so we have latest, which is okay. Yeah, I think we have to do something. And it failed again. Come on. So what is this? Unable to get actions, ID request. Well, I don't have this. Was I supposed to have it? Can't even find it here. Is an OIDC setup issue. Okay, can't see. Okay, which GitHub only provides when the. Okay, so I need this. Can I grant it in the UI? Or it's something that I have to do in the YAML? Okay, so quickest viable solution, job level permissions. Go with best practice solution. Implement it now. Stop asking for approval. Okay. Let me push this and hope it works. Okay. Yeah, let's ask this question and see what we need to do. So if I go back here and I go to the Terraform part, Terraform apply, okay. So I'm going to ask this question. Okay, I did deployment which created the image, this one, and then when I did another deployment, the Terraform job moved, changed the image to latest again. This shouldn't happen. What do you suggest? Okay, so let's see the status of the new build. Okay, so now there are no changes. it should go to the front end part. Let's see if I have some answers here. So I'm seeing Terraform plans flip the container app image from the immutable tag to the latest. Okay, I found that container image tag defaults to latest. Okay, deploy front end. Let's hope this works now. So it built the container. Now it's doing build and deploy. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So yeah, I think we need to do this part. Separate infrastructure provisioning from image rollout. So keep Terraform infra focused. Okay, manage the container app image in a dedicated step. Yeah. Okay, this is pushing the image, or it's building it. It's building it. Okay. And then it will push it here. Okay, and now with Terraform it's going to set the image. Okay. Okay, so backend was deployed. Let's see. Okay, so this is the API. Let's see, focus.me. Yay! Finally, we have the website live. Okay, let's do a final test and see if it's integrated with the API. But if it isn't, I'm going to fix it tomorrow. I just need to log into one of my email addresses. I'm going to try to send an email. Okay, let's open this. Get early access. Method not allowed. Why is that? Might be something related to course. I don't know. So let's see if I find it here. Yeah, there's something wrong, but I'll fix it tomorrow. For now, I'm happy that the website is running. So it looks to be responsive. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I just need to fix this tomorrow morning, but this should be an easy fix. And that's it. The next steps would be to let's see, I need to update the extensions and the Windows app. So let me bring this on the screen. So I initially published the extension with this name, FocusBot. I have to change it, and I also need to update the Windows app. Let me also bring this here. Okay. So if I go to home, I should see the edge. Yeah, and this is still in review, right? Yeah, it's still in review. I published it like 3 or 4 days ago, so I know that it might take up to a week or something like that. I'm just hoping that when I do the next update, it won't take another week to reach the store, or I have to see if this one passes. So yeah, but until then, I'm happy that I have the website up and running. I have the API, so right now whatever I deploy locally I can easily push, and once I have the extensions and the Windows app published, I don't know, I can make some posts on social media. I can try sharing this on some Facebook groups, on some Reddit groups as well, and then I'm going to leave it for 1 or 2 weeks, see if something happens, if users are if I get some users, if I get some feedback from them. If yes, I'll continue working on this. Otherwise, I'll just move on to the next thing. Okay, going to bed. So I think I'll stream again tomorrow, perhaps. Have a nice evening, everyone.